there is a new book coming out in December for Kings of War, and a new edition from Mantic Games. So this is a new version of Uncharted Empires. The previous one held 9 alternative different factions for you to use, probably from the massive armies you have lying around you from days past playing rank and flank. But the new one promises to have a few more as well. But just to let you guys know that Uncharted Empires is coming out in the future to help all you people that want to try and get stuck into Kings of War, maybe with one of your old armies.
Any internal picks? Or just
no, not right now.
Not yet.
Just the cover.
Because I'm looking at the cover thinking, ooh, that's actually quite a nice cover. I would be like to see. Because like when I look at books and stuff, visually I start looking at.
You do judge it by its cover?
I do.
You're not meant to do that.
Not necessarily.
You're not meant to do that.
Not necessarily by its cover, but I kind of like a nicely laid out book. Like, for example, I find the Saga books a wee bit of a step back from. Yeah. What was the last that they were doing again? I always pronounce it wrong.
Edius and Arthur.
I think they hit their peak layout wise. I don't know about layout wise as in, oh, here are here's the rules you want in a way you want them. But visually, layout wise, I think they hit a peak there and then they step back a bit. So I'm just interested to see what this will be like inside because the front cover is looking quite nice.
Well, this is coming out on the 6th of December for those playing along at home, 12 armies. But what they want to do is focus on the new book for 3rd edition first, which lands on 21st of October. So they don't want to really distract too much from that coming because there's 14 lists in it. And then once it hits, we'll start seeing the build up to Armies of Panathor. But from what I've seen of the new layout for Kings of War 3rd edition itself, they've got a slightly different build for how they're putting the actual unit entry slots and things like that out. So because you've got troops, regiments, hordes, legions potentially for some things, and the nerves, the attack values change, but other things stay the same. They've got this new layout that they're working with where the constant things like speed, the attack value are all sort of laid out to one side in little bubbles, and then the things that change will be the second half. So they're trying a new thing with the layout. So we're going to start seeing more of it coming through for just the 3rd edition rulebook over the next couple of weeks, because they've been sort of teasing bits here and there, magic items here and then a new unit there, and kind of moving back and forth between armies. They're not really showing too much of any one army. But then when Panathor hits, it will pick up the 9 lists that aren't covered by the main rules, plus they're also adding in 4 or 5 new lists that haven't been covered at all in 1st or 2nd edition.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's pretty Skaven on the cover, or not Skaven.
Ratkin. And the interesting thing about Ratkin is obviously they added them in 2nd edition when GW destroyed the Warhammer world. They added Uncharted Empires came out of that. They went, look, you don't have a game to play anymore. They haven't done a Bretonnian list for fantasy in
very long time.
A very, very long time. So they released their own book called Uncharted Empires that had those lists that GW had dumped, and also included several new lists that didn't exist in any. So things like the Night Stalkers, which is a literally nightmares coming out of a shadow realm. No other fantasy world did those. Those have become so successful. Mantic have actually made their own miniatures and have pulled them into the main rules. So this Armies of Panathor will cover those type of lists that didn't really exist or were refugees from the Warhammer world when it blew up. But between that and the League of Infamy stuff that they've teased, Ratkin are going to be moving in with the abyssal dwarves. So we've seen some things like Ratkin brutes, which if you think of them as rat ogre sized creatures, have shown up in the League of Infamy with the sort of curled ringlet style beards that you would see on the abyssal dwarves. So they're going to be becoming both their army of their own, but also possibly a slave faction for the abyssal dwarves. And the abyssal dwarves do like slaves generically anyway, because they've got slave orcs and just random slave people. So they're fleshing out a lot more. I mean, the 3rd edition book is 380 pages. The rule set for Kings of War fits on about 10 pages. The army lists are going to take up a chunk, but the rest of that is all the expansion of the actual the background for Panathor / Mantica, depending. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cool beans.
Maybe a little bit.